What's up everyone? Welcome to my mod spotlight for the Gargant Tyrannosaurus by Pat1419. The Gargant Tyrannosaurus is a towering, rage-fueled in-game monster of a tame with multiple combat stances, devastating attacks, and even the ability to channel the power of the bosses at its disposal to decimate its opponents. In this spotlight, we'll go over how to tame it, showcase its attacks and abilities, and go over just about everything you need to know about the Gargant Tyrannosaurus. Starting with spawn locations, you'll be able to find the Gargant Tyrannosaurus roaming the forest regions across all the ARKs, and you'll even be able to find them on the wastelands on extinction. Taming the Tyrannosaur is actually pretty straightforward. It's a classic trank tame. Just be sure to bring plenty of trank darts or arrows, whichever your choice, because these titans have very high torpor. Once you fill it up with tranquilizers and knock it unconscious, you just need to give it either exceptional kibble or any meat to tame it up. And then you just need to protect it and wait until it eventually tames. The Gargant Tyrannosaur, like many of the larger carnivores across vanilla and modded ARK, builds up a rage meter as it takes damage, which you can actually see in the lower left part of your screen. But unlike the Giga, it doesn't enter a true rage mode. Instead, its rage is a resource, being used to fuel powerful attacks and abilities that we'll cover in just a short moment. Outside of combat, this rage will slowly drain over time and won't actually start building back up until the Tyrannosaur starts taking damage again. Lastly, it's important to note that if there are other Gargant Tyrannosaurs nearby, rage gain is completely halted, indicated visually by a glowing circle above them, and with a visible debuff on the creature itself. Now, getting into controls, the Tyrannosaur has 3 stances, but we'll start with the normal stance. Tapping left click will do a bite attack. And this will actually scale with how much rage you've built, with higher rage making this attack deal higher damage. If instead you hold left click, you'll actually grab the dino in front of you. These do have to be pretty small. But while you're holding a creature, if you tap left click, it will instantly defeat it and trigger a rapid regeneration buff, which will quickly heal the Tyrannosaur over the period of about 30 seconds. Tapping right click will unleash a directional attack, either performing a quick stomp to the front or sides based on where your cursor is pointed, or even a tail smash if you're looking behind. Conversely, holding right click will trigger a stomp and will also shift you into charging stance, and we'll talk about charging stance here in a second. Tapping C will cause the Tyrannosaur to roar. This will also apply a permanent buff based on which trophy is present in your inventory. Currently, only 3 trophies will provide a buff, with those trophies being the Broodmother trophy, which will cause your bite to become armor piercing, the Megapithecus trophy, which will boost bite damage, and the Dragon trophy, which will actually give you damage resistance. And I want to note all of these buffs stack, and if you manage to get all 3 buffs, the Gargant Tyrannosaur actually undergoes a visual transformation, becoming much more savage and vicious looking. Now, if you hold C, you enter ambush stance. In this mode, wild dinosaurs won't target you, and you'll be completely invisible to players at a distance, only appearing once they get close to you. Now, this does come at a cost, as you will be unable to attack or sprint while in this stance. Now, for the final stance, which is charging stance. As I mentioned earlier, you need to hold right click and you'll go into this mode right after performing a stomp. While in the stance, you're completely immobile, but it is only temporary, as you really only enter the stance for a few seconds at a time. Performing left click in charging stance will do a head thrust followed by a roar, grant the Tyrannosaur with a temporary buff that will increase the melee damage, but it can only be used once the rage is at least half full. Right clicking in charging stance will unleash what's called the ultimate attack, which is a devastating AoE ability that can only be used when the rage bar is completely full. And if you didn't think that attack was enough, it's actually further enhanced by the boss buffs the Gargant has. With the Broodmother buff, the attack actually leaves behind a poison cloud, which will deal continuous damage as long as creatures remain within the cloud. The Megapithecus buff will cause the attack to execute any creature nearby that's below 20% of their health, and the Dragon buff will cause the attack to ignite all creatures caught in the blast, dealing a burning damage over time. And again, these effects stack, so if you have all 3 buffs active, the Gargant's ultimate attack becomes a complete nuke of the battlefield. And I think that's going to cover just about everything you need to know about the Gargant Tyrannosaur. It's nothing short of a walking natural disaster, combining a unique twist on the classic rage mechanic with the ability to harness the powers of ARK's bosses. If you're looking to dominate the ARK with pure primal fury, this beast is going to be your ultimate ally. But do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and if you like the video, be sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.